Hello, hello, and welcome to CoCreative NoCode's Office Hours, episode number 91. We are joined here today by Jay and Thomas and Brittany, and Kim is here as usual as well. So we are ready to get started. If you are new to CoCreative NoCode's Office Hours, we do these every day of the week, Monday through Friday, Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific time, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time. If you would like to join us for a complimentary session to see what it's all about, you can go ahead and post in the comments on the live on Facebook, or shoot us an email at team@cocreativenocode.com if you happen to be watching the replay on YouTube. While you're at it, you can go ahead and smash that subscribe button and make sure to get all of the alerts so you see our content on the regular. Welcome, Brittany. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. And Jay, how was your weekend?
Good. How about you?
Good, good. And how about yours, Thomas?
Very good. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, Brittany, did you have something for us to get started today?
Yes, actually, I do have a question that me ask me. 1 second. It's about uploading documents and allowing the link to be shown onto the display. I'm trying to add my
Okay. Unfortunately, I can't do any sharing of my screen today. I'm just on the one computer. Like an hour ago, one of my devices that makes everything work just sort of shut down on me. So don't worry, I hopped on Amazon to order one same day delivery. So hopefully I'll get my USB-C hub tonight. Back in business tomorrow.
Okay, so let me go to the page here to show you. Go get your sister. Okay, let's see if I can find what page I'm looking for. Okay, so no, this is not it. So no work orders. Okay, so here I have this will be a work order for somebody to complete, and what I want here is for them to be able to upload documents.
Mm-hmm.
And like say they need some instructional documents. I would want the documents to show here. So hold on, I'm sorry, my
It's
key.
okay, Tori. That's what it is to have children at home. I don't know how parents are making it through having their kids at home. I was super glad when COVID hit that Illy was already 10.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. No worries.
My 3-year-old is okay.
I don't even know how you bubble with a 3-year-old at home.
Yeah.
I tell Eli that all the time. I'm like, I don't understand how that even happens.
Very hard. But I managed to get some things done. Okay.
That's good.
I want the say if they need some more some kind of pattern or whatever, I want them to be able to download the documents, and that way the other user can click it, like how they can click this. But so what I ended up doing, and I guess it's not working. So when they submit a request for an order, no, not that one. I'll show you how I tried to, nope, not that one, sorry. Oh, here we go. So on this pop-up, this is where I have where they can drop the files here. I use the Multifile Uploader. I don't know if that's correct, but
should be fine.
Okay, so I don't have anything set because I wasn't sure exactly what I was doing. So
is it a brand new work order? This is a new work order.
Yeah,
being edited. Okay.
Right.
So then it shouldn't need anything else. That should be fine.
So when I did, let's see, maybe I didn't, I don't know. I want to show a preview of, let's log in as one of the users. Log in as. Okay, so say he wanted to submit a work order. I'm not gonna fill in any of that right now. So I'm just looking for any old document of something. Some random, I don't even know what this is. Okay. My computer is going slow.
Did it hang up?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna close my whole thing down. Okay, pop-ups. Alrighty, so let's try this again. Documents.
Go for the crochet pattern. I know how to crochet.
Oh, you do? I sell crochet patterns on Etsy.
That's awesome.
So I'll do that one.
Actually, I spin my own yarn using a drop spindle.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's really cool.
And I think Jay, don't you knit?
Yes.
Yeah, you're a knitter.
That's cool. I tried to learn how to knit. I can't. I don't. It's a lot more difficult than crocheting.
Are you on Ravelry?
Yes.
Have you sold patterns on there?
No, not yet. I haven't sold any patterns on Ravelry. I buy them from there though.
Yeah, me too.
Do you want to stop sharing and let it go ahead and process?
Yeah, let's see. Let me stop sharing real quick because this is going extremely slow.
Yeah, that's why I can't share my screen today, because mine would do the same thing.
Okay, let's try this one more time. Download. It's still doing the same thing. You can move on to the next person. Let me see if I can. I may need to sign out of Bubble because it does this sometimes. I may need to just sign out of Bubble altogether. So you can just come back to me so I can get my computer working right.
Are you muted?
I'm not muted.
Oh, I thought you were muted.
Nope, I'm not muted. I'm here. What was the question? I might have missed the question because I got a message.
Oh, I was saying that I was gonna log out of Bubble because it's acting crazy right now, and
oh, got it.
To come back to me.
Yeah, I think maybe some issues that you might be having. We'll have to take a look. We might make things easier on your editor. It's possible that we could do that. Okay, Jay, did you have anything for today?
I do. We worked on this on Friday with Jordan. I thought it was working, but it was actually an old forgotten workflow that was doing the work. So it isn't working.
Okay.
Okay, can you guys see?
I can.
Okay. There's a lot of little pieces. I was going through them just now thinking, how did I get this far so I can explain it? So this is the companion plant thing. Ignore this. It's kind of a next step, but for now it's just sitting there doing nothing. Okay. So we talked about this before. I had it set up with conditions and there was going to be like 800 conditions. So we talked about putting it in the database. So I did that. Give me a second. Okay, so what we have is option sets that hold the item and the image,
Mhm.
and then a data type that has a list of those option sets,
Okay.
as well as another same option set for plants that are not friends but enemies, and then the main plant that you're matching to. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
It does.
Okay, so here's the workflow. This is the one that we did with why can't I remember his name? The guy who knows so much the other week, last Friday.
Eli?
Yes. Okay. So this is what we did that day with him, and that is fine. And then this is what I'm trying to do, what is to connect with the database, to get these to come from the database and to dynamically know that we've got a main plant. Here's two that match it. Success has been achieved. Okay, so I've got this search for the main plant is in the custom state that's created when the drag and drop happens. And that the custom state total is 3. I know it's not right, but I don't know what to do. I've tried a bunch of stuff. It's always working is the problem. I haven't got no success. It seems like everything is working, which is wrong.
Okay, so the count is 3 is not going to tell you whether or not it's the right stuff. So search for companion plants count is 1. So show me that search. So that search is companion plants, main plant is in testing, drag, drops, dropped, veg. What is that?
Yes.
So that's a
This is the
state.
page, and that's the custom state. It's a list of the option sets.
Okay. And then testing, drag, drops, dropped veg count is 3. That means
That there's 3 things in it, but yeah, it doesn't say that they're also in. Yeah, now that you're saying it out loud, it doesn't say that they're also in the database as companion plants.
right. So how are you choosing which plants to compare the dropped 3 plants to?
That's what I'm not doing.
Okay, got it.
Right.
So we want to build the UI for however it is that you're going to like in your bingo game, they're not selecting which one it is, you are, right? Like you're giving them something and then telling them to go and find the matches.
Yes.
So for this one, because this is different than bingo, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The
So
opposite.
yeah, so for this one, are you going to tell them which is the main plant and then
That's
they're
what
going to
yes, and that's what this is supposed to be.
Okay,
So like
got
see
it.
this and then you match 2 more.
Okay, so how do we know what that one is?
We
Where is
don't
that
yet.
data? Okay.
That is not happening yet.
Okay, so here's the answer to your question, and we'll probably have to come back to it.
Yeah.
But after you build the interface and the workflows so that we know which plant is being compared to, we're only going to add the dropped plant to the state list if it's one of the selected plants, either the companion plants or if it's in the enemies, depending on which one you're looking for.
Right. So this can be an only when.
Right, exactly. So you would only add it to the state if it is if it belongs there.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then
you'll
you'll only show them the genius message when they have 3.
Perfect. I understand. I can get further on my own. I'm sure I'll get stuck again, but that will get me to the next step or 2. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, Thomas.
Hola.
You got something for me today?
So I don't. I did start a new
Yeah.
project because the
You
previous
did?
one, pretty much. After just having a conversation, Jay, you were tuning in last time. with a bidding manager, you're just like, listen, man, like this is not gonna be used. I was like, all right, cool. It's good to hear. So I
Okay.
am right now structuring the database for another one, and I want to dedicate a few days, and then I'm gonna come to you. Do you have any availability later this week, this weekend? Yeah.
Yeah.
The calendar.
Yes. For those of you who don't know, if you go to calendly.com/Tonya, you can book time with me one-on-one. If you're not a member, the rate is $3 per minute, which is pretty much comparable to other bubblers who offer their time one-on-one. If you are a member, if you're a basic member, it's just $2 per minute. And if you are a premium member, it's $1 per minute. And I have a 10-minute minimum. So that's much less than other bubble coaches, as far as I know. So yeah. Looking forward to that, Thomas.
Yeah, I was like looking at the database. I was like, I can't get stressed. Don't get stressed, man. You got this.
You got this.
You got.
Yeah, no, it's like in Moana, it's like, yeah, you got this. I don't know if you're familiar with that movie, but
Which movie?
it's Moana, and there's like I forget who's doing it, but it's like the cheering section, like, yeah, you got this, right on, like all encouragement.
Funny. I get a lot of hate from my friends because I've watched like barely any movies in this life.
Oh, that's fine.
Never in front of a screen.
I only watched it because my daughter was
Oh.
the age that would watch a Disney movie when it came out.
Yeah. Those were good, but they don't come out as much.
Yeah. Yep. All right, Brittany, we're back to you already.
Okay, I'm still trying to, I logged back in and I'm in the process of trying to see if it's gonna work. Let's see, give me 1 second.
No worries.
While I'm doing this, I've been creating a messaging portion on my app. I'm not to the question phase on that part yet, but we'll
Got it.
see if I have any questions on that.
Yeah, like as you can tell, Thomas is like, I gotta get a little ways on my own before I have questions.
Right, me too.
Yeah, I think that's pretty similar for everybody. But that's why we do office hours regularly. It's because when you do hit those questions, then you hit bottlenecks, right? So yeah.
So it's still not working, no clue why, but maybe it's because I don't have it set up correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and maybe we can get it working.
That sounds like a plan.
Okay, so I'm just going to go back to the actual workflow here. I don't have a workflow on that particular multi-file uploader, I don't think. Let me check here first. So I have a work order, they requested name, photo. No, I don't have anything saving that input, multi-file input. Do I need to have something there?
Yep.
Okay, so let's see. Do I even have, yeah, I have document uploads here.
Okay, so select that and then probably set list.
Okay.
And it'll be multi-file uploaders.
Let me make sure I'm getting the right one. I think this is it. Drop files here. Okay. So, when I wanted to display on the work orders page, what do I need to, I don't have, do I need a text box? Do I need a link? What should I put, so that it can display, so it can be clickable?
Right, so the question would be, how does that area that you're in know which work order to show?
So it's pulling the work orders from.
So this is current page is set to be a work order.
Yes.
Okay, so then at the bottom, you would
Actually, Do I need that type of content work order to be here? So this is the full,
No, not necessarily, because
Okay.
if the page itself is set to be a work order, then at the bottom, you can just say current page work orders, document uploads.
and that would be a text
Um,
or a link.
that's a good question. I think maybe it would be a link.
Okay. So,
No, but it might, but you might also need it to be a repeating group of links, right?
Okay.
Because there could be more than one.
right. So I'll make a group and then put a repeating group on the inside of it, or no?
Yeah, you could do that, or you could just do the repeating group.
Okay. Let's just do the repeating group. I'm not gonna do extra work.
And you'll probably want it to be horizontal.
Work order.
It's gonna be.
Is it-
Nope, it's gonna be files. And then data
Underneath.
source will be current page work orders, document uploads. Yep,
Let
and
me-
now,
Oh, that's not. Trying to, why isn't it showing?
so right now you just have one column, that's fine. You
Okay.
just need to put in space for a link.
Okay.
So like just put a link in there, like a link
Right here in-
element.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
thank you.
Yep,
Oh, yeah, I forgot to do that. My mind is everywhere today.
it's mine too. It's one of those days.
Yeah.
We'll get by.
Okay, so, and then I need to put this as current page work orders.
Nope, current cells.
Oh, right. Current
Current
sales.
cells file, and then you can say file name. Should be fine.
Okay, let's,
And then the destination.
would be,
Nope.
it would be
Hang
an
on.
external
It's
page.
gonna be an
for-
external URL thing, and then, yeah, and then put in there current cells files URL. And then my only concern with this is however we have the data privacy stuff set up, I'm not sure how it will work, but let's just test it and see how far
Okay.
we get.
All right, let's hope. This thing is acting right now. Work order. That file is just every time and now my computer is frozen.
Is it just because you're sharing your screen? Do you need to stop sharing?
Yeah, let's stop sharing.
Screen interfere with like connectivity or?
It's just very, like screen sharing is very heavy, intense on your system resources, so.
I mean, my computer's pretty clean. I only use this essentially for Bubble. And I'm literally on a mobile hotspot every single call. And I never have any slowness. It's a little-
Yeah, but you're on a Chromebook, right? I never have any problems on my
God.
Chromebook.
Yeah.
I have
Is that what
problems
happened
on
to
my.
your Chromebook? Your Chromebook went off?
No, it's just my USB-C hub that I use to hook everything into my Chromebook because my Chromebook only has USB-C inputs. So, and I have another one as a backup and I can't find my backup. So I feel silly. So I ordered a new one for same day delivery. So it should be here by tonight. Yeah. But I mean, that's going to be not so much fun trying to work on a, yeah. I'm so used to my setup.
I just changed mine around and I completely like bamboozled.
Yeah.
I've got an extra monitor now and I can't find the cursor. But I'm going to redo the whole office. Hopefully over Christmas, I want to shut everything down for like 2 weeks and just renovate this office. So I'm just
Nice.
kind of living with it for now.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
it'll be great.
I've got things pretty much set the way that I want them when they're working. So I just need to replace this hub and then I should be good. So at some point we were gonna hardwire my computer to the internet, but I don't know what happened to those plans. The husband hasn't told me.
Okay.
Hardwire, what does that mean exactly?
So just
Is that
do the
physical?
Ethernet into
Oh,
the
okay.
directly instead of having it hook up through Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi, gotcha.
Okay, I think it's working.
Woohoo! That's awesome.
Yeah, I had to choose a different file. That other one, I don't know what's it, but it's downloading. Yep, it works. Yep. Thank you
Yay!
so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
That's what we're here for, these little wins.
Yep.
Sometimes big wins.
So, but while my VA is working on getting the stuff for my database, I'm starting to plan out the next thing I need to build, which is going to be an ad marketplace where advertisers can self-service. So I've been doing a bunch of reading and researching, looking at how other apps or websites are handling it. And I have this freaking cat. I have I know that we're not ad people, but I'm wondering if maybe somebody could help me understand something if it's not too out of line of our general topic.
Yeah, go for it. What's up?
So the website that I'm kind of copying most closely in terms of their business model, they're selling, they on most of their pages, they have a price per month for your ad. They tell you how many impressions per month you can expect, but then they have a maximum number of spots that are available, and advertisers can reserve up to a certain number of them. And that is what I don't understand.
Okay.
So
can you share your screen and show me what you mean?
I'm reluctant to. I'm going to
Oh,
copy
gotcha.
paste
Okay.
because I don't want to, you know what I mean? This is somebody else's work.
Got it.
But for
Okay.
instance, the one I'm looking at is $15 a month, 35,000 impressions per month, and 500 spots total each month. And advertisers can take up to 5 of them. I don't
Okay.
know where that math comes from. It doesn't add up
So-
to me. I'm missing something.
So what's happening, if I understand the question, you're like, why are they limiting people?
Yes.
Yeah, so the same thing happens like on Facebook, right? So what it's called is, I mean, some people liken it to real estate, like screen real estate. Like there's on your screen, like when you're scrolling through Facebook, for instance, there's only so many places that they can show ads without it becoming ad palooza, right?
Yeah.
So, and they don't want it to be ad palooza, right? But that's where they make their money. So they have to open up enough ad real estate to make it worth, to make money, right? So for Facebook, you have ad real estate in the feed itself, and that's probably the most expensive way to get your message across to people because that's where people hang out the most is in their feeds. But you also have they have ad space if the person's using the desktop version, then it'll be on the right hand side. They have a little bit of ad space there. Then they have ad space like in their network of like where you go and click on a link to an article. Sometimes you'll see Facebook ads in the article itself.
Yeah.
You can find ads in Messenger. That's another place where they'll put them. So what they're saying is like you can get this many impressions, and we have this many places where you can put it, and this is what you should expect. And it just has to do with the limitations on like how much space they really have to do advertising on.
So for instance, I'm looking at, so if they've got, for instance, 35,000 impressions and I believe that that means every time the page is called from the database, then if there's 500 spots each month, like if I was an advertiser, and again, we all know my math limitations, but I would think that if there's 500 available out of 30, you know, if we're dividing 3,500 by 500, I'm going to expect to get 700 impressions per month for my ad. Is that right?
Maybe work that math for me again. So they're talking about having 35,000 impressions per month. So is that, I mean, are they basically saying that's the traffic they get
On that
There's-
page.
on that page is 35,000 per month? And
Well,
then,
yeah,
okay, and then,
I think.
yeah, and then what they're saying is if you buy one of our spots and we'll show it this many times, that should tell you how many impressions you would get. Right, so
Right. So that
yeah,
would be
so they're
7.
dividing, so if they're dividing 35,000 by 500, right?
Yeah,
Okay, then that tells you what they've got. Well, I don't know why I can't do math in my head when other people are listening to me.
yeah.
But
So-
35,000 divided by 500 means they've got 70. So what's that, 70? So
Yeah.
500 spots for 35,000 impressions, but how many advertisements show on the page at one time?
That page happens to be only one on that page.
Yeah, so that would be for 70 views, 70 impressions. And then you could times that by 5 and get 350. Because they said you could buy up to 5 of them, right?
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how to structure Garden Brain and not being, yeah, this is all brand new to me. I haven't done this before. I've bought Facebook ads, but actually I haven't. My VA does it. I just write the check, you know, here's
Yep,
my $8. Take my $8.
Take my money.
So as part of, like, I'm looking at this for ideas and maybe some structure and some direction, but ultimately, you know, it's not an exact match. I can't just take what they do. I got to do what makes sense for Garden Brain.
Yeah, I would seriously try, like, maybe ask some questions, because that seems like pretty low, like 35,000 people to the page and they want to sell 500 spots for like advertise, like they divided up that much. That seems pretty crazy.
And then the price is low, like you're only spending 15 a month for your 700 or 70, the 70 views you can expect. I mean, well, I don't know if that's a low price or not. So most of the formulas that I've checked, you know, from the people, when I've read about this, and it's all the same advice on every blog, you know, so I'm not too confident, because often when the advice is all the same, it's because it comes from one source. And if that source is inaccurate, then everybody's inaccurate. There's a famous cybersecurity stat that everybody uses, and it's been denounced by the originator because it was taken out of context, but you know, it ends up disseminated. Anyway, they all say, take your average number of visitors per month to that page and divide it by 10. And that's what you charge per month for an ad. I think that sounds, when you get into a heavily trafficked blog, those are super high numbers, and you're going to end up weeding out all but the biggest advertisers, which isn't necessarily a healthy thing. You know, I mean, you can get the most money and squeeze every penny, or you can do what's right overall for the business and the community, which might not be the same thing.
Yeah, so if you said they're charging $15 per 70,
Yes, if we're getting our math right.
if we're getting our math right.
15 bucks a month, 35,000 impressions, and 500 spots available.
Wait, $15 per month for one of 500 spots.
Yes,
And the 500 spots are all vying for the same 35,000 impressions. Right?
yes.
Okay. So,
I mean, they have
I
to be on
mean,
the same
so
page.
like if you were going to compare that to like some of the prices that I've seen, I mean, the price can vary wildly on Facebook, but Facebook does all of their pricing per 1,000 impressions, and it's not that much.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I would, yeah, I don't know. I'd probably go like to simplify your business.
Yeah.
And I'd probably rent out a page for a month to one advertiser. Like,
I think that ends up though with, you end up with fatigue, people aren't going to see it the third time they visit.
yeah, that's true.
So that's
I
going
get
to be the next thing I'm going to be asking 80 million questions about, which is how to rotate on a schedule, how to automatically expire. I don't think I can do that right now because Garden Brain isn't on a paid plan yet. It won't be for like a week. And
Mhm.
then, so I can't do back end workflows. And I think that's what I need in order to do a lot of the date-based stuff
Yeah.
that I need to do. So I'm just kind of holding off on some of that, which is fine. I can't sell ads on day one anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, I think I would go with I would, yeah, you'll have to think about it. I did one time configure a repeating group to show an ad every fifth cell.
Yeah,
right? That sort of thing.
yeah, I'm gonna be doing that.
Yeah, so, and that seemed to be like a good way to start approaching it, right? But I didn't do any sort of specific how many times to show one ad versus another. I was just all random. So,
Well, I hooked up to Google Analytics over the weekend so that I can start getting numbers and getting an idea better of what to charge, when I'm ready.
mhm.
And at least I'll have a record of visitors and I can show a report because I'm gonna need reports. I'm gonna need self-service, I'm gonna need payment, and I'm gonna need back-end workflows. I plan to put ads, there's gonna be a banner at the bottom of each page, or many pages. There's going to be ads in the communities, so every, I don't know, 5 or 8 posts will be an ad. And then they're also going to be the same in the garden gallery, the tool tracker, and whatever the other thing is that shows a bunch of images. So anything with a repeating group of images, every certain number one will be an ad.
Okay.
I think that that's enough. I mean, that's where I can put them without interfering with the user experience in
Everything,
any other
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to design the site around the ads. It's not a clickbait app. It's not the point.
No, and I hate those.
Yeah,
Those drive me nuts.
ZergNet, we're talking to you.
Yes.
I just want to see how poorly a celebrity has aged. Get to slide 715 already. All right, well, that is helpful. Thank you.
Mhm. Definitely.
I'm actually going to scope that out, Tonya. So you're going to be like, oh my God, she did it.
What? You're gonna scope something?
Yes.
This is
I'm
amazing.
actually going to wireframe it. It's going to be horrible.
All right. Well, I mean, a wireframe is better than no wireframe, I would say.
In this case, I think it's important because, it's people are paying. It's one thing to explore and have fun when it's a free site. People will tolerate a lot, but when you're trying to help their business, they're going to be ticked if it doesn't work right. Rightfully so.
Yep.
Another thing that they do is for this business I'm talking about modeling on their message boards, they bill by the number of impressions that a visitor has seen once. Like the visitor sees it twice, they don't, the ad seller doesn't get, the advertiser doesn't get billed for additional ones. So that's going to be a pain in the neck too.
Oh, it's like seeing, like keeping track of who's seen which ad, so you
Yep.
don't over, yeah, I mean, Facebook charges you every time. They don't care.
I think that I don't care for now. Maybe if people complain about it, I'll care later. You
Yeah,
can't do everything all at once. It's interesting because this is a different problem. You know, it's one thing to iterate when you're talking about a user experience or, you know, giving people fundamental functionality. But when you're selling your, you know, ad space on your site, you can't really, you can iterate some, but the basic MVP has got to be fully fleshed.
yep.
You know, you can
The
improve it, but
standards get higher.
yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense though. I mean, it makes sense that people would care more when they're paying for it.
I would.
It's one of the arguments against doing free stuff, by the way.
What, the people care more if they pay?
Mhm. Yeah, not for like social media sites and stuff like that, but for like paid subscriptions and stuff. Or services, especially like people like there's sort of this, I don't know, this mental thing that happens when you're paying something.
Yes. Every time there's another outcry for free community college tuition, I used to be an adjunct instructor. I always think the same thing. They're paying for it and they don't even care now. If they weren't paying for it.
Well, but that's, I mean, but to your point, most people, when you say they're paying for it, they're not actually paying for it up front. They're taking out loans, right?
Yes.
So there's
They're not
no,
feeling the pain yet.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, in 3 years, they're going to kick themselves and like, why
Well,
did I
that's
never
like-
go to class?
That's like, I forget the name of the book, but it's about the Disney Corporation. They don't send out their surveys for how you liked your visit when you like book your visit and everything to Disney World. They don't send out the survey until 6 months later, giving you time enough to have received the credit card statement.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Because they're like everyone is happy and then they get the bill in the mail. So they're like, this is just what I understand from someone else paraphrasing it to me, because I didn't actually read the book. At least I don't think I read it. But yeah, everyone's happy until they get the bill, right? So they have to allow enough time for people to get the bill and then still see if they're happy, right?
Well, they have I mean, if a typical business did that, then 6 months later, you're hardly even going to remember them unless you're still a customer or you had an experience that was at the top or the
Yeah,
bottom.
no, I'm not saying that's the right strategy for everyone.
Well, I'm just thinking out loud. Yeah.
But yeah, like that's this idea that I mean, like for student loans or whatever, or for students for university, since they're paying via loan and they're not receiving a bill for it every month, it's probably one of those things like, yeah, it makes more sense to check and see if it was worth it after the fact, especially
Yes.
since a lot of times you're paying tuition with the idea that you're going to get a job that pays more as a result. At least that's, you know, that's supposedly the selling point in a lot of cases. Yeah, so, and you can't really tell that until well after. So, but all right, do we have, I don't think I can do a build along today, at least not if I'm the one who is responsible for like doing the screen stuff, because I don't have a working computer to do that. But we can talk about something, or any ideas, Thomas? Anything you want to do with this time?
I didn't think about that one. I'm making brownies.
Brownies, yum.
Making brownies. I'm so jealous.
It's funny. I was on the phone with a friend and I was trying to buy pancakes. I ended up buying brownies. I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just making damn brownies.
Nice.
So,
My meal delivery service like had an issue this week and didn't deliver the meals. So I have to do Well, I mean, I don't have to, but I'm doing DoorDash as a result. So like my meal planning this
crazy.
week is
Oh shit.
is like, what am I gonna have from DoorDash? Let me see. I miss my meal service. Their meals are so good.
Do you guys know anything about Retina computers or images optimized for Retina computers?
That would be a no for me.
And this is the question that comes from the ad guide for the business that I'm talking about. And they have two, they ask for you, they offer you the choice of giving them regular images or images that are optimized and have a higher pixel density display for tablets and cell phones.
Is this to like improve like the visual perception of an ad, like when a user sees it?
Yeah, like how it looks on the screen, I believe.
Gotcha. Yeah. Everything is pretty. Are you asking in regards to like
It's giving
incorporating this?
graphic guidelines to advertisers for when they create their graphics.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Trying to think. What topics are there to talk about? There's so many topics to talk about. So many topics to talk about that like I can't think of one.
So I have some smaller questions that I was going to worry about later. I don't know.
Yeah.
You wanna-
Tonya, are you muted?
I was definitely. I said yes, yes, Brittany, definitely give me something to talk about.
Okay, so I figured they'd be kind of easy, but I just haven't had a chance to try to do it. But so on let's go back here. On the submit work order. So I have this as a field that's gonna already populate its current date and time. But here I would
Are you
like
showing your screen yet?
oh,
Because I can't see it.
I'm so sorry. I didn't
It's
even
okay.
I'm just
I mute myself and forget, and then
right.
I always like I'll show my screen, or I think I'm sharing my screen and I'm not really, and people are like, I
Right.
don't see what you're talking about.
Right.
It's also
So,
just that kind of Monday.
It is
yeah.
that, yeah, it is definitely that kind of Monday today.
Okay, so here on the submit work order request, I have the date submitted area already being populated right
Okay.
here with the current date and time.
Okay.
And then I want to somehow implement, I don't know if it's possible, but where the due date, where they would type in the due date, I don't want them to be able to put in the same date as the current date and time.
Mhm.
And I don't want it to be before this date.
Okay.
Make any sense?
Yep, it does for
Okay.
sure. So what you would do is how far out into the future do you want to force them to make it?
Well, it has to, I'm trying to think, do I want it to be at least a week? Probably at least a week before, after, so at least 7 days after the submitted date.
Okay, and then the due date, instead of having I guess you could put that as an input. Let's see, Kim, your keyword for this would be working with dates. So content format date, and then I would actually do a date picker personally, as
Okay,
opposed
so-
to having them enter a date.
Oh, I got you. All right, so over here, date, time, and picker.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm gonna delete the other one. Make sure I have it the same. Okay.
All right, and then are they going to have a time that it's due by, or just a date?
Just the date.
Okay, so then the initial content I would put as being current date and time plus 7 days.
Okay. Current date and time.
Plus days.
7.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I would say minimum date would be current date and time plus 7 days.
So,
So you could copy that expression.
okay. How do I?
If you right click it, copy expression, and then paste it where it says minimum date. And then do you want to set a maximum?
No, the maximum, it doesn't need to be a maximum date.
Okay, cool. All right. And
So
then
that should be -7. Wait.
no, minimum date should be the same.
Oh,
So
okay.
the initial content is going to show a week ahead, and then when you show the date picker, everything should be blocked off except
Okay.
for a week from now. Starting from a week from now, it'll be free. So
Okay.
let's just test it and see if that works.
Okay, so. Okay, so today will be so right.
Yep, there you go.
Why are these okay, they can
Because those are in September.
yeah, okay, I get it. All righty. Cool.
Cool.
Thank
I've
you.
got one.
Yep, go for it.
Okay. I'm trying to display data from this table.
Mhm.
This is the name of the type, which garden that this plant is in. And when
Okay.
you click here, I want to do a pop-up that shows you a list of all the plants in that particular bed.
Okay.
So I've got a data type called bed contents. Has the name of the bed, which is a type bed builder, which is just a broader data type of the bed. But this is the notes, the plant, that particular plant, so that's wrong. And the user, so, and this is the kind of the master of the other.
Mhm.
So the problem is that this is a repeating group in a repeating group. So I have only the option of current cells text, and it's erroring out, and I'm not sure what has to go after that, because I understand why. I just don't understand what to do about it. So this field is type of, it's a field that's type bed builder in the data
So
type.
instead, okay, so like, what are we talking about? Can you show me the UI for this, like what we're expecting? Like for this pop-up that you're talking about, the repeating group.
It should be a repeating group that shows this garden name, this bed name, and then it will have a list of all the plants that are in that bed that belong to the user.
Okay, but that only sounds like one repeating group.
Yes.
Okay, so then that's not a big deal. Then go back to the workflows or the design. So display data. Can you show me the pop-up?
I don't think I've got the pop-up on this page yet. I've got it somewhere else.
Okay.
But it's going to be, there it is. Is that it? Yeah, there it is.
So search for bed contents where the plant equals the parent groups.
This is a data field I'm trying to get rid of. So that actually isn't working either.
Okay, go back to the beginning. Sorry, it just gets confusing.
Yeah, it
Because
does.
things are so like named so similarly.
Yeah,
So we've got here, you were trying to show the contents of that bed.
Yes.
We separated out the contents of the bed into its own data type.
yes.
Okay, but the bed builder still keeps track of all of its. You still have the list of my plants, which I think I had said you should make it a list of bed contents instead.
That's the problem. I stopped using it, I didn't delete it because, because I was still working on it, but this is what I did. I forgot to add this. That'll probably solve the problem.
Well, so then the search for it should be for bed contents, the original, right? And then the bed should be the current, like whatever it is, how it's the current cells. So go to your bed content data type in the data section. It's the bed builder. That's what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So you're constraining the search for bed contents by the bed builder.
Yes.
Okay. So how do you know it's the current, so why is your current cell set to of type text instead of type bed builder?
Because it's a repeating group in a repeating group, and that was the only way to get it to work.
Okay, so parent groups, my plants bed builders bed name. So current cells, my plants. So the initial repeating group is of what type?
My plant.
My plant. And you're searching for my plants by plant owner equals current user. And then your second repeating group is showing the bed builder of that my plant.
Yes.
All right. Is there a reason we're not storing the bed builder on the my plant?
Because, let me look at it. So is there a reason? Okay, that's a good question.
You have list of bed builders is being stored on there.
Yeah,
So, because you could have the same plant in multiple beds, that makes sense.
yes, yes. Although there's some confusion there as well, because I am really unclear, which is part of the problem with my database. I am not clear on whether I am this.
No, this database could use a lot of like refinement for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think you have your answer there. Your my plants are referring to bed builders. So go back to the UI again. Because that's a repeating group, right?
Yeah.
So the repeating group should be looking for bed builder. And then delete that.
And now
Yeah.
it's not.
And now, well, now you have to change the reference to being the current cell's bed builder's name. Current cell's bed builder's name. All right, so now you should have a list of beds that plant is in belonging to that user. And then when you click on the leaf, it should send in the list of bed contents into your pop-ups repeating group, filtered by or constrained by the current cell's bed builder. Nope, it should be bed builder. Oh, sorry, you were looking for a bed builder, but we're not supposed to look for a bed builder, we're supposed to look for bed contents.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
sorry, you're misunderstanding. Let's see. You're sending in data. I think part of the problem is you don't have, you're sending this into a branch-o-matic. What is the branch-o-matic?
It's a page where you can manage your trees and shrubs.
Okay, so what we're trying to achieve here is you click that leaf, it opens up a pop-up and it's going to show you the contents of that bed builder, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what the data that we want to display is either the bed builder to that place that you're opening it up in, or the list of the bed builder's bed contents. Either way, it's bed contents that you're interested in.
Okay.
So let's build the pop-up. It'll make more sense once you have that. Yeah, but that was already right.
Yeah, is it? Okay.
Yeah, so search for bed contents and then but you're sending in data. So yeah, so search for bed contents and then add a new constraint. So your pop-up is going to be of type bed builder.
Yeah, the pop-up is.
Bed builder. Okay, perfect. And then the repeating group is going to be, actually, you could probably do away with the search because you can just clear that out and say parent groups, bed builders, bed contents. There you go.
I don't know if there's anything in that data, so let me check. Ah. Where? I feel like I'm losing my mind. I don't see it. I
So
saw it.
what are you looking for?
Bed content list.
So the bed content list is list of bed contents. So
But
bed
over
contents,
here-
it's the second one under my plant.
Right, but when I go here in bed builder, I have this, which I don't see over there. And I don't see the one that says bed contents. You understand what I'm saying?
I don't know, not quite, because when you're displaying data, you're sending in I don't understand what the branch-o-matic is. I don't understand why you're sending data to the
Oh, there
branch-o-matic.
it is.
You're sending data into a pop-up. What is the
Uh-huh.
is the pop-up called branch-o-matic?
No,
Okay, I don't understand what branch-o-matic is, but in order to get the thing that we just set up, the repeating group in the pop-up working, you need to display data into that pop-up, and the type of data is going to be a bed builder. And it's going to be current cells bed builder is what you're going to send into that pop-up. So when they click the leaf, it's going to send the bed builder next to that leaf into that pop-up, and then that's how it's going to find the bed contents.
okay.
It's not even going to be a search. Like, it's going to be current. Like, is this?
Ah.
I don't understand, Jay. You're in a workflow called icon delete copy is click.
That's just an old name.
Okay, so this is the workflow for that leaf.
Yes.
Okay, so then we're not going to display this into Branch-O-Matic. So first of all, switch the element
Oh,
to
of
be the
course.
pop-up.
Of course. Oh, well, that
Okay.
makes sense.
There we go.
That is not the first time I've done that.
And then I would change the name of that workflow altogether because that icon delete copy doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I copied over the trash can. That's why.
Got it. And in theory, that should work once you have good sample data to work from.
Well, regardless, even if it doesn't, I'm far enough. The reading out is gone. The errors are gone. I can fix the rest if it doesn't. So it's much appreciated.
Yeah, of
How
course.
many times I tried to get it to work without, oops, I clicked the wrong damn button.
Oh, I would believe.
Yeah.
I mean, you should have seen me. It's so funny
There it
because
is.
now it's
Close.
so like second nature. And I knew eventually it would be second nature. But like when I was first trying to get those red errors to go away, like I was so frustrated. I was like, I just want to understand what these red errors are all about. And it's all about content, right? It's all about content types and managing your content types. And it's like, I was like, if I could just figure this out. I was last October. I was like pulling my hair out trying to get the project done on time. I would believe. But awesome.
If anyone else doesn't have anything else, I have another small thing we
Sure.
could try to tackle.
Bring
Okay.
it. Let's do it.
So, let me make sure I'm sharing my screen before I start. No.
So what you're saying is you're a quick learner.
Right. Okay, so once the business owner has submitted a request order, it goes to a page full of work orders that just has a list of work orders. So on the work order card, I would want the business owner to be able to see how many people have viewed the work order request. Like just being able to view how many clicks it's been getting, you know.
Mhm.
But only the person who posted that work order can see that number. So how would I do that?
Okay.
And I have the work card order is a repeating is a what's the thing called, a reusable element.
Nice. You're working with reusables. That's awesome. Okay, so let me understand. You're trying to constrain it so that only the right people can see the work orders?
No, so I have it to where the right people can see the work orders, but I want the person who posted, the creator of the work order, to be able to see how many people viewed it, like are interested in it, but did not accept it, you know.
Got
So
it. Okay,
whether-
you're trying to keep track of how many people go to that work orders page.
right.
Okay, and do you need to keep other information about that or just the number?
Do I want to keep other information? Let me see. No, just a number, because I don't want them to actually see who, you know, who clicked it or anything. I don't want any of that. I just want the number.
You just want to keep track. And do
Right.
you want to keep track of it every time someone views the work order, or only the first time that a particular person views the work order?
Every time.
Every time. Okay.
Mhm.
So so what you're going to do is on the work order page.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
And do you anticipate people will view their own work orders?
Yes.
Do you want to count it when they do it or no?
No.
Okay, so on the workflow page here, yep. So create an event general when the page is loaded. Make changes to a thing. And the thing to change is the current page's work order. And the field, you're actually going to add a field from here. If you scroll down to the bottom, you can create a new field and just say viewed and make it type number. And then it's going to be this work orders. So the very top thing, viewed +1. So if you click on it and click more. And then only when current user, current, so go back to only when current page work orders creator is not current user. There you go.
Okay. Thank you. And so where would the numbers show up on the card? Like, where is that? Do I need to make a text or?
Yep. So where do you want to see where do you want the creator to be able to see that number?
Well, probably, I have no clue, but I'll just put it on probably in the corner somewhere or either right beside the name of it. But I would need to do that on the reusable element, correct? Or would I put
Yep.
it?
You can put it on the reusable element and then put it in a group. And then put a text element in the group. And then I probably put like regular text, just say views and then a colon.
Okay.
And then insert dynamic data.
And that would be
the parent groups thing. So the parent group is not, we don't have a thing for that, but parent groups thing. So let's go into the group surrounding the text.
Okay.
And have it inherit the parent groups thing. So
And
it's
that
going to
would be
be a work order.
Okay.
And the data source should be parent groups.
Oh, wait.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it. And then just go to the text and then parent groups work orders viewed. And then in the group, you want to hide that. So you put the, hide it. And then the conditional is when parent groups work orders creator is current user, then you can make it visible.
Is user. Okay. So right now, anything that was viewed before probably won't show up because I know
Right, because we didn't have that, but
Right.
now it will be keeping track.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
And I would need to make this so it's going to show that word. Okay, I'm just doing
Sure. No worries.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Let me stop.
And don't ever feel stressed. Like I get stressed out when my daughter's trying to talk to me and I'm trying to focus on something
Right.
else or whatever. But don't get stressed on my account. Like
I know, but it's being recorded and it's going on YouTube and Facebook. So I'm like, you can't.
You know what though? We're women and we've got babies, and
Yeah.
that's how that works.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fine. The whole
Oh my
world's
God.
gonna hear how adorable she is.
yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, that's what it is. And that's one of the beautiful things about like working from home and
Yeah.
also with Bubble being able to work from home. And
Yeah.
I know you're working on your own thing, but maybe someday you might decide to build for other people or
Yeah.
whatever. And
Yep.
yeah, and it's a good time to learn Bubble, Brittany. I'm telling you.
Right. Yeah.
Like
I'm
it is a
trying to.
very valuable skill. Everybody here has a valuable skill set that they can take to market and make a lot of
Right.
money. So.
Right. I was thinking about going to Fiverr with it, but I have to get a little more, acclimated with
Well,
it first.
yes, well, for you and then anybody else who's watching, one of the benefits of being a member here is I'm kind of like your insurance policy or whatever.
Right,
Like you can be brave enough to take on some freelance stuff, knowing that when you run into issues or whatever, you can bring them here.
Right.
And yeah, we can work
I think
through
that's
it.
really cool.
And then
really
I
like-
would totally recommend, instead of Fiverr or even Upwork, I would highly recommend CodeMap. Have you ever heard of CodeMap before?
No, let me write that down. Code map.
So it's codemap.io. And it is specifically like it's a gig marketplace for no coders like us.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
There's another one coming up too. It's in beta.
Is it?
Yeah, I forget what it's called. I'll have to find it, but it's supposed to be like a Craigslist version of like outsourcing your work as a freelancer.
As a freelancer or as a no coder?
As a no coder, that's what I meant. Yeah.
No coder. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, it's growing. It's getting big. There's like, I keep begging my husband. I'm like, please focus on learning Bubble this weekend. Come on, please. He's yeah. It's I cannot begin to tell you. I've mentioned this before and I'll mention it again. And I don't do it to brag. I just do it to tell people my story. I learned Bubble starting 1 year ago this week, right? So I first heard about Bubble on August 10th of last year. And then I sat down to start learning Bubble on August 24th. And 3 weeks later, I landed my first gig doing Bubble as a Bubble freelancer. And I landed it from Upwork, but it was kind of hard to land work from Upwork, honestly. And it was a 4-week, it turned into a 4-week gig, and I made $8,000 in 4 weeks. And that was the most I had ever made from any kind of work or whatever in 1 month prior to that, with the exception of maybe sales and commissions and sales. But I was like, at that point, I knew not only did I love it because I was loving learning Bubble, but also that I could make enough money to do it for my living. And I haven't looked back, and it's been amazing. So,
That's really cool.
yeah.
And really inspirational, because sometimes I'm like, man, what am I doing? Like, is this really going to be worth it? Am I wasting my time? Like, I don't know. Sometimes I have negative thoughts that I try to, bring back.
Yeah.
But-
So I always come back to, like, the frustrating thing for me when I was first learning Bubble was I'm not a designer. Like
Right.
Thomas and Jay and Callum and who else? Well, definitely those three. They're designers. Like they love to go in and make things look just the way that they want them to look.
Right.
And I could not be bothered. Like I want to make things work the way that I want them to work. And I
Right.
don't really want to bother with how they look. So I learned Canvas. And Canvas is a template. It's more than a template though. It's a base template, and then it has some software on it. And when I'm building for real, I build in Canvas, so I don't have to stress about the design, and I can just focus on the functionality.
Wow.
And that's how, and there's a learning curve to Canvas, but once you get used to it, you can build things super fast on it. And yeah. But But is it worthwhile? Will people pay you to do it? Absolutely. The answer is yes to both, to both questions.
Yeah, my husband has already asked me, can you build this for me? I'm like, I'm just slow down. I'm trying to get
Slow down.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Well, does anybody have anything else for today? I think we'll move our build along to Wednesday instead officially, and then catch up on the build along then. Anything else? All right. Well, I think we'll go ahead and wrap up episode number 91 of CoCreative NoCode's office hours. We'll be back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific time. If you want to, if you would like to join us for a complimentary session, please join the CoCreative NoCode's Facebook group and then comment on one of the live sessions, and Kim will send you the details for you to join us to see what office hours is all about. Office hours, we tackle any of your bubble questions, any of your bubble feature requests, anything going on with bubble week, any bubble topics, open for discussion. Yep. Thank you so much, Thomas, Brittany, and Jay, and Kim for being here. Love seeing all of you, and I hope to see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.